Charlie Sheen joined the show, and, well, we just don't think about Charlie Sheen without thinking about the drug Charlie Sheen, right? Or Adonis DNA, or Tiger Blood, and his whole complete meltdown. Now, ever since then, he was very open about some stints in rehab, and that, well, he's really not into that whole rehab thing anymore, but he's occasionally clean and sober. Occasionally, right? So David Letterman had to ask him, you know, during that whole time, a lot of people said crack cocaine was one of the reasons that you were going crazy.
Here's the confusing part. I wish it was crack cocaine. I wish it was an ocean of vodka, a bathtub full of pills. It was just my brain just kind of separated into itself, and I just had to take a stand for what I knew was right.
Okay, all right.
You know?
We'll come back to that.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
The cocaine was a factor, a small factor,
Not
a large
during
factor?
the meltdown. During the previous 30 years, sure. Sure.
He might be a little in denial, or he wasn't kidding and it was some other type of drug, which means he's telling the truth. But
He sounds logical.
we don't know exactly what
Sometimes.
that was. Now, his former show, 2.5 Men, came up, and he did say he would like to appear on the last and final show of the series or whatever. And even though his character's dead, he also says the show is dead as well. And he thinks that bringing him back to life or bringing him back to the show could maybe revive the show as well, although he doesn't see that happening anytime soon. And Letterman also had to bring up the latest controversy around 2.5 Men. Their youngest star, Angus T. Jones, he went a little crazy himself and posted a video asking viewers to stop watching the show, right? So Letterman had to ask, so have you talked to him? What was your advice to him?
I haven't spoken to him. I don't know. He got influenced by some...
That's not Adonis DNA.
That's not Adonis DNA, no. No.
Absolutely not, right?
2 hours ago, we were doing the GBG. I made some notes and I wrote down the words Track Gullin.
Yes.
And I didn't know what Track Gullin was. It was driving me up the wall, right? And it was a story that triggered it. I now know what Track Gullin is, and it has to do with this Charlie Sheen story.
What is it?
I'll tell you later. But
Oh
now
my God, you're gonna
I'm so
forget.
excited. I figured out Track Gullin.
Why don't you tell us now?
Because I don't want to. It takes a little bit of time. I don't want to. It's going to take at least a minute, and I want to take the minute out of the GBG.
Okay.
I'm so excited right now.
Well, we'll move really quickly.
What else are we gonna do?
I
can't
wrote
wait to
down.
find
I
out what
scribbled
that
down
is.
Track Gullin. I didn't know what I was trying to say, and I couldn't read my writing. I now know what Track Gullin is.
Perfect. Well, I can't wait to hear what that is.
You better write that down so you don't forget.
Now, since right before the GBG started, I told you there's a very odd new couple in Hollywood. I got to tell you who it is because I think it's kind of weird. A few months after the announcement of his split from his wife of 9 years, Russell Crowe has a new female in his life. Any ideas as to who this may be?
I didn't know
Ryan.
he was married that
It's
long.
coming out of nowhere here. Dita Von Teese. She's a chick that dated Marilyn Manson, right?
Ooh.
She's a burlesque star. Apparently, the two have been seen on a very romantic vacation
That's not the same
together at the
girl that
Four
was Jesse
Seasons.
James, the tattoo lady.
No.
No, that's a different chick.
What's
This
her name?
girl, I don't remember, but it's not
Kat
her.
Von D.
Yeah, Kat Von D. You're right. You're
and
right.
this girl's name is
Different Von. Dita Von Teese.
Oh.
Yeah, she dated Marilyn Manson for quite some time. They have been flirting on Twitter in the recent months, but definitely in December went on vacation together in New York City. So things could be getting kind of serious. Either that or it was just a mere little hookup.
I didn't know Russell Crowe was married that long.
I know. It's very sad. Well, not anymore. Someone who is still married but has moved on with her life is Kim Kardashian. Of course, she wants to get divorced with Chris Humphries before her baby is born. And now what she wants to do is cleverly include Kanye into the next season of her reality show, which I don't think they have to really... I mean, he's included. She's pregnant. He's a baby daddy. I don't know why they have to come up with something. What they're saying is a fake ring ceremony. There is a rumor that Kim Ye will exchange unofficial vows and make a quote-unquote commitment with expensive jewelry, just not on their wedding ring fingers. They will do this as a TV special. Of course, the cameras will be rolling. Kanye's really traditional. He'd like to marry Kim now that they're having a baby. But of course, since he's still married, that can't happen. So they want to have some sort of commitment ceremony.
I'll watch it. Go ahead.
I know. I will too.
I want to dish on it, but I'm going to watch it.
I know. It's
That's
bizarre.
what she does. We've always wanted to know what her talent is. She can have kick-ass weddings.
She can get married over and over and over
I think we're
again.
all good with that.
I have to squeeze this in really quickly because it is definite dish for the day, and you're not going to be able to go anywhere without hearing about it. Lindsay Lohan fired her lawyer, Sean Chapman Hawley. This is the interesting part. She fired her right as she was on her way to the courtroom to accept a plea deal to keep Lindsay out of jail for lying to the cops for that car crash last summer. Unbelievable. Now, Lindsay's telling her friends that she did not want to fire Sean Chapman Hawley, and yet her signature is on the papers that she sent her. What they're saying is that she hired the guy in New York City that helped her in the assault case. Now, this guy has some shady background and whatnot. It is an interesting situation, and there's rumors that Lindsay wants to get Sean Chapman Hawley back on the case because she's done very well for her in the past, but I don't know if Sean Chapman Hawley wants to accept that after being fired the day that she was trying to accept his plea bargain. And now they don't know if the plea bargain will actually keep Lindsay out of jail. The original plea bargain said that she had to check into a lockdown rehab facility, and that could have caused the judge to throw out both the cases. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens.
You shoot John Lennon, and then you become a lawyer.
What?
Who killed John Lennon?
Mark David Chapman?
It's not the same person?
No.
Oh.
Might just want to sit the next couple rounds.
Little Beatles humor.
Anyway.
I'm glad that we taped this so people can watch that again.
Yeah.
Because you're leaning and the little frozen faces was sort of fun for me.
Oh my gosh. JohnJaneRich.com. If you
dive in hard.
GBG, you can see the photo that is causing another marital spat, or not really, because they're really not officially married. Yes, they are. Between Ice-T and Coco. Someone's hands are all over her booties, and it's not Ice-T. Of course, that causes a little bit of controversy. See the pictures that I'm talking about at JohnJaneRich.com, keyword GBG.
2 hours ago, I was making notes during the GBG of something I wanted to bring up on the air. I couldn't read my notes. All we could figure out were the words track Gullen, right? Track Gullen. And I knew it was something that sparked it from Kyle's GBG. Well, it was the Charlie Sheen interview, and the word I wrote down was tranquilizer, not track Gullen. God, you're so dumb you couldn't figure that out, Rich. Tranquilizer.
What's a
Rich is the
tranquilizer
dumb one.
have to do with Charlie Sheen?
I've been watching the Brady Bunch with my kids. I happened to find season 1 of the Brady Bunch. We watched episode 1 last night.
That's the wedding, the big wedding. Mike and Carol's wedding.
There's a phone call between, this is in the 60s. I think it's fascinating lifestyle change. I got to bring the audio in. He's nervous about the wedding. They're on the phone together. He's like really nervous. And Mrs. Brady says, Mike, why don't you just take a tranquilizer? And then he goes, I already took one. Well, take another tranquilizer. I'm like, tranquilizer? Like, what is that? I mean, do you know what I mean? Isn't that not weird?